My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Ecru, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. So, from what I have experienced, there are more than 3 dimensions in the universe. There are 11 or 12 dimensions in total. These dimensions reside within the particle itself. So inside of the particles in which we consist of lie 11 dimensions. It looks like inward expansion or something. So we have biology in these extra dimensions. 11-dimensional biology. There is also this dark matter or dark energy attached to us that makes up some of the dimensions. Okay, the human genome produces an 11-dimensional humanoid designed to fly through outer space after life, in death. We can fly. We have big 11-dimensional eyes. We can see down to the molecular level. We can move matter around. We can move energy with our mind, just looking at it. Looking at matter. We can also see biology's functioning on the molecular level. So we can see the brain and central nervous system lighting up. We can see energy. We can see particles flowing through a biology, such as water and blood and food. We can see digestive systems working and functioning. The heart and the brain functioning. And we can also interact and modify DNA on a molecular level. So we can read DNA structure and modify this DNA structure to help organisms grow and develop in certain ways. This is the normal human afterlife experience. We are Anunnaki. That is our bloodline. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra-dimensional biology before we die. They remove it from themselves while they are among the living, and they use technology and techniques to turn them into upper-dimensional vehicles, organisms in which they can drive through the upper dimensions. So these biologies, they can't function properly in this state. Once upon removal, they have to leave organs and tissues behind so the origin biology can continue to function and function properly. Yes, the person that owns this extra dimensional biology, you have to leave organs and tissues behind so the origin biology can stay healthy and function properly. So you are left with upper dimensional biology that can't function properly. It is incomplete. So they take organs and tissues from other humans and other species in an attempt to modify themselves and make themselves more complete so they can function properly. They take organs and tissues from other humans and other species such as reptiles or lizards, insects and worms. They make various types of alien forms. There are the blues, the bloods, the grays, and they make long-nosed aliens. Our faces become elongated. They also use reptile body parts such as lizards to make lizard people. They use insect body parts to modify themselves to make insectoids or bug people. And they use worm body parts to make worm people. They also have telepathy or hive mind technology. First off, there's an entanglement property between our third dimension and our inner dimensions. If you remove any part of your extra dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you are still in this biology. Because you can't remove energy from the particles in which we consist of, the particles will be destroyed. So space-time warps and conforms to ensure this doesn't happen. So as the removed piece of biology leaves us, space-time in between us and this removed biology shrinks to zero. to ensure the energy never leaves the particle. The space-time around us just shrinks and warps to zero as it is removed from us. They use this entanglement property as part of their hive mind technology. They have compounds set up on Earth and in outer space that house body parts. They like to remove brain tissue such as the brain stem, the thalamus, and their eyes, and house them at these compounds. Yes, some of them reside in outer space. So they utilize this entanglement property to create a hive mind and a command center in which they can uh, control the rest of their upper dimensional biology. So they take these body parts to a command center or a compound, and they use little storage devices such as little pods or boxes, and they also have a shelving system in which they house this biology. From there, they interface these body parts to a computer system using electrodes, sensors, and wires, and things like this. From there, they can communicate with each other and interact with each other in a digital landscape. They start to see things, or they see each other. They see the digital landscape, yes. And this also acts as a command center so they can drive the rest of their upper dimensional biologies. So this is one form of technology that they use. Other forms of technology include wireless devices. These devices interface with the brain and central nervous system on the origin biology and also on the upper dimensional biology that they create. Most of these devices are recording devices, so they call them preservation devices. It's supposed to preserve your vision. So they interface with your thalamus, your eyes, and the visual cortex of your brain, and they record sensory perception input. So they record your sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste, your touch, and it also allows other hive members to experience this sensory perception input. So it allows them to see what you see and hear what you hear and smell what you smell and taste what you taste and feel what you feel, and they can even feel your pain and your emotions. Yes, it records your sensory perception input. And some of these devices also artificially stimulate your brain and central nervous system. So they interface these little sensors or these little devices. They interface it to your brain and central nervous system. And this allows them to control things like the memories in which you see. It allows them to show you things. So they can isolate individual memories and thought patterns and stimulate this area of the brain to make you experience a memory or a thought pattern. Yes, they can even control human behavior using these devices. And this technology also, it elevates hormones and neurochemicals via stimulating our glands, our endocrine system, and our neural tissue. So they run energy through their glands, and it elevates hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and even growth hormone. And it elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, and even oxytocin. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon the user. Yes, these are the aliens. This is the alien technology in which we have on Earth. Yes, it creates a sort of telepathy, and it allows you to access your upper dimensional biologies. And this technology also allows you to drive other organisms that are not your own. They call these surrogates. So they can drive humans, animals, insects, and worms in any dimension. Yes, I've been under attack by these people. Uh, this started as exploitation, so they forced me to assimilate into their hive mind so they could read my thoughts. I was a political activist on social media, participated in politics a lot, and I'm also an author. I write. Uh, I'm part Native American. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I wrote Crazy Bird comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency or Environmental Control Agency I wrote Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars. I wrote Alien Bob, Bug Bob, and several other stories. I'm in pain. I'm being assaulted. They can experience my pain, and they are using it to hurt me. So they have contaminated my food and water supply with parasites and torture devices, foreign objects, also their Scientology technology. Yes, they have made me consume parasites. They have also utilized this entanglement property between my third dimension and my extra dimensions to torture me. So they have removed extra dimensional biology and taken it to a remote location. So it started out as exploitation. They wanted to read my mind, read my thoughts as I wrote and participated in politics. They found enjoyment in it. They got to experience the joy of creating and writing. They became attracted to it. They started selling seats to other Scientologists to allow them to read my thoughts. Yes, it's turned into a snuff film. So then it turned into biological theft. They use transplants from other humans and other species to modify themselves to allow themselves to function properly. So they tried to do a brain transplant with my brain tissue. They literally took brain tissue out of my head and stuck it in another organism, themselves and their surrogates. Some of it they've used in their hive mind technology, so they've taken some of it to these compounds and they are storing it in a storage system. Some of it have used for surrogate purposes. Yes, I've been body snatched. Which means they are creating another organism in which they can drive out of my biology. And some of it is being used as a torture device. So because of this entanglement property, you can remove a person's extra dimensional biology or just a piece of it, take it to a remote location, and you can stick something inside of it, and it will show up down here. It will show up on your third dimension. You will feel it and sense it, and it will go through other body parts. They like to take my extra dimensional biology to a remote location and run worms through it and put torture devices in it to make me feel pain and discomfort. And then they can do things like they call it locking it out of entropy or pushing it through space-time. They can make your biology fall out of space-time if it has been removed from you. They are doing things like filling it full of parasites or torture devices and then locking it out of space-time where nobody can get to it and remove these foreign objects. I get harassed constantly by these people. They victim shame me. They say that this is my fault somehow, that I've somehow done something wrong. And the only crimes that I've been convicted of are menial drug use crimes that they exacerbated by stressing me out, inducing severe stress. They keep threatening my life and my liberty. They subject me to their bad psychology. So this technology has a narcotic-like effect upon these people. They are extremely psychotic and delusional. They are extremely offended. They get offended extremely easily. They are extremely emotional. They have toxic masculinity traits. So they want to wipe out the competition. These people have become so infatuated with me. Other male and female members see this as a threat, so they want to eliminate me, eliminate the competition. They have used this mind reading technology to steal intellectual property. So they have stolen some of my intellectual property and used it as their own. Yes, it's turned into biological theft, and it turned into a snuff film. Yes, they want to make me suffer. So over the past few weeks or couple weeks, I've experienced extreme brain damage. They removed everything that they could, and they have kept me on life support while they do this. They try to help me grow back, or they use transplants as sort of a meat band-aid. They use sensors and electrodes and things to keep my nervous system stimulate while they cut on me, life support. So they have removed the whole frontal lobe of my brain, or this side of it. They have damaged my entire brain in multiple ways. So they're utilizing their heavenly ability or their extra dimensional powers to see my biology function and then assault me in these areas. They also do things like put sensors and worms on my digestive system, on my sexual organs, on my lungs, my heart, my brain tissue. And they like to stimulate these areas of my biology. They like to make me do things like sneeze or cough, or they like to make me defecate or pee, use the bathroom. They can do things like this. Torture, rape, harassment, and they're premeditating my death. So the people they have shown me doing this, there's a guy he claims to be from Rikers. He has a long beard. He's kind of heavy set, big build. I guess some more of these people are from Rikers. They claim to be from Buffalo, New York. Then there's Barack Obama. He's also involved in this. Then there's a girl they call Allison. Supposed to be in cahoots with this FBI agent that is also, he calls himself Mr. CIA Man. He has a mustache. He is also participating in Scientology through these companies, Preservision, Humas, and the Lizard Company. He is one of the Scientologists that practices Scientology on a lot of people. He is also responsible for a lot of biological theft. Yes, they paparazzi me. It's been perverted and disgusting. And they won't leave. And they keep subjecting me to their bad psychology, harassment, and assault. Then there's a few members of the military. There's a slender guy. He has red or brown hair, usually has a beard, a short beard. He claims to be Enoch. He keeps calling himself Enoch. So I guess he's driving a big surrogate up there, or his biology has grown very large. There's a few more members of the military, a blonde female, and another guy that has short hair, or a white guy, keeps his head shaved. They call him the Goonch. Then there is Beth from MPB or NPR. She has communicated with me with her third dimension. And there are other, Facebook is also involved. So is the NSA, DARPA, the CDC. Yeah, and another guy that I call Jeff. I don't know what his real name is. He claims to be from the Navy. And there are other members of the Navy intelligence and the CIA involved, and the FBI, and the local police in multiple states. They are also part of this snuff film body snatching event. They literally wanted to take my intelligence or my ability to create or write literature and give it to another human being. They got to experience this for themselves. They got to experience my mind functioning. They got to experience me write and create some of my work. I've been writing my whole life, but for the last 13 years, they have got to watch me create. Yes, I've heard voices for the last 13 or 14 years. It started with social media. So from what I have observed, civilians assimilated me. They forced me to assimilate. It was internet companies that made first contact. And then the government came after them because they have a public hive mind. They installed more technology. And some of these people were hostile from the start. So Scientology has created some very hostile people. They harass people for a living and also assault people, and they even kill people. Scientology does. So Scientology has become an exploitation ring. Anybody with any kind of influence, power, or authority, or certain job positions in which these people desire to control may get forced to assimilate. So they may remove brain tissue and put you in a hive, or install devices that allow them to read your thoughts and even artificially stimulate you. They can even control your behavior or attempt to control your behavior. They can make you feel emotional responses, so they can stimulate the area of the brain that is responsible for emotional response. They can control your emotions, so they can make you feel a certain way about certain things. They do this to politicians and government agencies, or government agents, people in the military, uh, and plus big business and the media company and the marketing companies. They also get forced to assimilate. But a lot of these people uh, they are using Scientology's tech to try to control people. Yes, it's a money making scheme. They force people into Scientology. They make most of their money from helping people access the upper dimensions. This is Scientology. These are the aliens. Aliens are remote controlled organisms. People on Earth are driving aliens and lizard people and insectoids and worm people. Yes, they call it Humas. It's a Scientology company. They make surrogates for people. So they are trying to create a surrogate business, or they already have, where they create surrogates for other Scientologists using the population's body parts. They also take biology from the public to complete the Scientology process or to create surrogates, another organism in which they can drive, usually for criminal activity. I do not consent to be turned into a surrogate. I do not consent for anyone else to have possession of my biology, any of my body parts. I do not consent to be modified in any way. I do not consent for anyone to utilize this technology on me. I do not consent to hear voices. I do not consent to hear things. And I do not consent to you controlling my afterlife. And I do not consent for you to control my death. You are breaking the law.